investors in the country. Today is Thursday, October 9th, 2025, and this is All the Leads Mastermind Podcast number 549. Chris Carter, welcome. Matt told me you would be here in his stead. If you have anything to say about Refresh, please raise your hand, let us know, and I'm sure we'll get to that. In the meantime, Tim, I think we have a special topic today, so take it away, please.
We do indeed. We've been kind of hard at work. Our marketing team has created something special for you, and we want you to have the opportunity to look at that, and they're going to be presenting first. I kind of want to set the stage for this. I'm going to talk for a second about my buddy Roger. Most of you know Roger Lisi if you're on these calls. Roger has been a long-time subscriber and great friend of ours and lives down in Arkansas and is a wonderful marketer of himself. He has done wonderful things to build particular probate, that's really what he focused on, into a really the focus of his business in a lot of ways. It's been very profitable for him. He's proud of what he's done, but one of the things he did every year and does every year, probably will this year, is he bakes pumpkin bread and takes it around to people. And it's a wonderful thing that he does. And it sort of inspired us to really put a comprehensive program together for a multi-touch program that you can do during the holidays. And our marketing team has put that together. And I believe, Alyssa, you're going to walk us through that today. Is that correct?
I've got the slideshow ready whenever you are.
I think this would probably be a great time to do it. Folks, welcome Alyssa. And Alyssa is the head of our marketing department. And she'll be working through this with you today.
Give me 1 sec. I'll get my screen shared.
Okie dokie.
While she's doing that, we will have a bit of time at the end for, questions or non-related subjects. If you have any probate questions, just kind of maybe hold them till Alyssa is done.
Or even divorce questions or late mortgage questions. Jim?
And all of the above.
And Steve will handle any military questions. All right.
Okie dokie. I will apologize in advance. My dog is with me in the room today. He should be calm, but
never is.
If you hear Archie, he says hello. So basically what we want to talk about today is making sure that you're getting ahead of the curve with holiday marketing. Now's the time to go ahead and get started. I know that everyone who's been in a dollar store, Target, Walmart has already seen Halloween decorations go on clearance and Christmas decorations on sale. So we kind of want you guys to be thinking in the same mindset. I know it seems early, but it's just around the corner. And the sooner you guys get your holiday marketing campaign set up, the sooner you'll be able to go ahead and get focused on the more personal outreaches that you can do and showing up in your community and not having to worry about all the administrative mumble jumble of getting holiday marketing out the door. So holiday marketing is super important. It is less about just showing up in people's mailboxes just because, and more about setting yourself up for the next year. So people are thinking, about their families. They're thinking about the year ahead. They're thinking about what matters most. They're looking inward. And this is a great time to hit people because a lot of times agents are slowing down their holiday marketing or they're not marketing during the holidays, or they'll go ahead and just send, one card for one holiday and they'll call it good, or maybe they'll post something on Facebook saying thank you, or they'll send an email. But it really is important to make sure that you're doing an omni-channel marketing campaign throughout the holidays. It's a little bit more focused. It gives people something different to hear from you that they might normally not be expecting. Especially things like Halloween or Thanksgiving. Everybody sends Christmas cards or a New Year's card, but really making a more well-rounded approach for all of the holidays will really go a long way, will help you stand out, and will keep you top of mind, make you a lot more memorable throughout the holiday season and into the new year. So obviously we offer a multitude of different lead types. With those different lead types, there's some different approaches that you can take. The main important message to take away is that you don't want to directly touch on people's pain points during the holiday season. It's a difficult time for people, especially if they're going through any of these types of situations, whether they've just lost a loved one, whether they're going through a divorce, spending their first Christmas separated from their spouse or potentially separated from their children or different things like that. Or if, money is tight and they're experiencing late mortgage issues and, they're probably stressing out about a lot more than just the holidays. So you don't want to necessarily poke at those pain points, but you want to be able to make sure that you're showing up professionally and respectfully. So things like probate, being respectful, be low key, don't be overly joyful or cheery, but just simple, quiet, showing that you're there, showing that you're thinking of them, showing that you care. Same with divorce. You're going to want to avoid that, big family imagery or family messaging, something a little bit more neutral and practical, not so in their face about, sitting around the fire with their family this holiday season or anything like that. And same with late mortgage, warm and non-judgmental. Don't highlight the hardship. Just make sure that they know you're there. Make sure that they know that you're a professional who can offer them options. And then, of course, your general sphere. This is your regular real estate audience, that email list, that client list, every client you've ever worked with or clients who are in your pipeline. This is where you can really get creative and celebratory. People who aren't necessarily segmented in your audience as experiencing one of these hardships, you can get a little bit more creative and exciting and not have to worry too much about your sensitive messaging. As with any type of marketing campaign, there's different channels that you can reach out to people. Obviously, we're big on mail here. We know how effective mail can be and how important that tactical touch is when you're reaching out to people in your audiences. Traditional cards, different letters, you can adjust more than just a greeting card. You can adjust your regular mailers where you are sending out maybe some more specific tools and services for people who are experiencing those hardships. Instead of including it in a greeting card, which might be a little bit tacky, you can always add an extra line or two to a letter, saying, I know that this time of year might be a little bit more difficult than others, but just to remind you, here are the services that I have been reaching out to you over the last couple months, or potentially offering them some additional resources that might help them get through the holiday or winter season. And a letter is a bit more of a professional and tactful way to do that. Again, just making sure that anything you're going to send is thought through and isn't, hate to use the word predatory, but predatory, and making sure that you're really addressing people's pain points from a compassionate place. But of course, physical mail is super important, giving them that piece of material that will sit on their table or they can put on their fridge. And we'll talk a little bit more later on about some different things that you can do to make your campaigns effective. Of course, we've got our digital touch points, sending emails. If you've got MailChimp or Constant Contact or anything like that, that you could send out a nice newsletter or checklist or something. Again, any of these things that you could send by mail, you could also do a digital touch for, and again, talk about some more of those later on. Posting on social media, recording a quick video message. Those are all some unique ways to get in front of people. Whether you're doing stuff within your community to get involved and you can kind of co-brand with certain things, or, if you wanted to post your pumpkin bread recipe, or, there's all kinds of different things that you can do that'll be different than a generic holiday message. So that is a good way to connect with people as well, especially if you have been putting effort into your digital audience. Community is another really big one. Getting involved. There's tons of things to do in every community around the holiday season, whether it's at, either a community center or schools or churches, anything like that. You can go ahead and sponsor an event, or maybe you can have a booth at an event. Get involved in, there's lots of different ways depending on the event. I know we've had realtors in the past who have done floats and parades and things like that. So really can get creative. Definitely is an awesome time to give back as well. And that's a good way to engage with people and do something good for your community. And then, of course, we have the personal touch, like Tim had mentioned about the pumpkin bread. That's another really great way, especially if you have clients who are, your more important clients, or clients that are looking to do business with you or have just done business with you and we're happy. Don't let those ones sit by the wayside either, because those are referrals in your pocket. If you continue to impress them, that's a great audience to receive some of these more personal small gift drop-offs. Adding some handwritten notes. You could do something like an ornament. If it's someone who just purchased a home, potentially they're spending their first holiday in a new home, they could have something celebrating that first holiday in their new home, or dropping by the ingredients for the pumpkin bread with a recipe card, or, the completed pumpkin bread ready to eat. Lots of different things that you could do depending on how you want to present yourself or how creative you want to get. So those are some really great things that are different than just the mail and digital. They go along really well with them. So we don't want you to just pick one of these things. We're trying to make it easy as we possibly can and give you some ideas for you to pick a couple of these different things and implement them throughout the holiday season. Of course, all the leads can help you design, print, and mail your holiday campaigns. That is cards, letters, recipe cards, calendars, magnets, door hangers. If you need signage or posters for any events that you might join in. Just because it's not in our All the Leads marketing catalog doesn't mean we can't do it. We do have a full service print and mail shop, so don't forget that. If you have any ideas and you want to see if it's something that we could help you produce, keychains, ornaments, whatever it may be, reach out to us, because chances are there is something that we can do to help you accomplish whatever your ideas are.
Hey, Lisa.
Yep.
One of the things that occurred to me while you're saying this is that you also can reach out to the people that you market with. If you have people on your team that you provide leads for every now and again, and they may do the same thing for you, you may want to do something that's co-branded, where maybe you're working with your clean out crew or your estate sale partner company, or even an attorney that you work with, anything like that, where you're co-branding it. It also could potentially help you, add more value to it by making it more affordable, maybe even making it a bigger mailing than you would normally go do, because you're not fronting all the costs yourself. And it's a great time to reach out to those people, because a lot of the time everybody sits, and I know this happens every year unless you've got it down so that you do it every time. I always used to think about this too late in the year. I wouldn't get to it until it's towards the end of the year. But if I'm doing it with somebody, it's a great way to get it done now, and you may be able to really do a great program if you work with a partner.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, Tim,
All
have
right,
we given any thought to including, you could include coupons or discounts or gifts in the letters also, like Christmas gift to you, et cetera, maybe.
Yep,
and again,
you're going to get to that, bud.
Oh, okay. I'm ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. Good idea.
Oh, I just saw it there. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So, again, I kind of touched on some of these things, but just thinking beyond the generic card. A lot of companies do think to send a holiday card, but if we can do something that sets yourself apart from the pile of cards that they're going to get this year, a little bit more personal, a little bit more creative. We talked about the pumpkin bread or the homemade cookies. Handwritten notes go a long way. That's also something that we could assist with if you wanted to duplicate a handwritten note, or if you have a handwritten note that you would like copied and printed on some nice customized note stationery. There's lots of different things that we can do with that. Or of course, if you have the time and a list of people you'd like to write personalized handwritten notes to, definitely that's something that could go a long way as well. Door hangers, especially if you are sponsoring some of those local events or being part of local events or hosting your own local event, that's a great way to get people involved and aware of your events. But you could also put things like helpful winterizing tips for your home, or gift guides, or really anything that is relevant to the specific holiday. You could do a recipe. There's lots of different things that you could offer people just as a quick personal tactile touch that you can leave right at their home. There are agents in the past we've worked with a lot who have done things like holiday guides for their own neighborhood. So putting together a calendar of events, things that are going on right in your neighborhood, in your area. And that is a great option for pieces that you can co-sponsor with other people in your area, other businesses in your area. They're interested in having their business listed on it. That's a really good idea. You could either do it in like a flyer form or a calendar form or a small booklet. New Year's maintenance checklists, stuff like that, especially if you are living in those areas that are a little colder, snowier, things that people might not be thinking of. And especially if they are, working with probate, a good approach for that is winterizing an empty home, a home that nobody is currently living in at the time, but potentially could even be an out-of-state home, and they need extra things done for it in order to prepare the home for winter while it's either still sitting there, not listed, or whether it's on the market. So there's lots of different things that you could offer for them. Again, those community events, tree lighting ceremonies, toy drives, things like that. And I really do like the ornament idea as well. There's lots of different ways that you could accomplish that, depending on how many clients you're looking to provide ornaments to and your budget and things like that. Obviously, you could go simple up to something super, super fancy. So lots of different things that you could do with that. And again, like Jim said, you could include coupons, you could include a special offer, you could include a special gift, whether you want to partner with another business in your area to provide a gift card for something, or you want to give them a Starbucks gift card. There's lots of different things that you could do to sweeten the pot to actually provide them a gift, whether you purchase, $105 gift cards for Starbucks, or, 100 gift cards from your local coffee shop, or, everyone's favorite diner or a bakery or something like that. It's another good way to partner with a local business, do some cross promotion. Potentially they would be willing to market you in some way, shape, or form. So definitely another way to get creative as well and offer something different to your clients. I think that approach also goes a long way because it shows membership in your community, which I think is important, especially when you're dealing with people who are going through difficult times. I think it helps you stand out as somebody who's really part of the community and offering things that people actually need or would want, and that you're not just another corporatized real estate agent, but you're actually their neighbor. Whoop. Okay, so back to our specific niches. Probate, showing them gently is important. Again, we don't want to be pressuring them into sales. We don't want to be reminding them of their loss or anything like that. Thinking of you, holiday cards. You don't have to get too fancy or flashy, just something that shows that you're thinking of them. And this would be a good candidate for, like I was mentioning, those checklists, winterizing checklists, or things to consider for selling your home, or even just regular tools that you would normally offer a probate client could be a good insert for something like this. Even something as simple as just a calendar that they could put on their fridge, a magnet calendar. It's not offering anything specific. It's just a simple tool that they could use and hang on to, something like that, nice and simple. Offering them, this would be another one. If you have a clean out crew that's local to your area that you trust, or an estate sale crew, or something that you would be able to co-brand with, or just plain offer them, here's a coupon if you want to get a free consultation for a clean out, or here's, $100 off of XYZ, and, show some good faith with them and recommend them a company in your local area that might be able to help them with something without directly mentioning, their loss or outwardly mentioning a pain point. Just include something in them that would be extra in additional to the card. Strategic timing is important. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit more about timelines in general. The timing is kind of the same across the board for all of these people, just because we want our cards to hit at the right time. And then the personal touch, these would be probably for clients that you're already in touch with, you have spoken with. Maybe you haven't created a deal with them yet, or they haven't necessarily agreed to work with you, but they're a warm lead. They're interested in what you have to offer. These would potentially be the people that I would focus on, offering something maybe physical, tangible, or one of those brief handwritten notes. Similar to divorce, we want to stick with that neutral imagery, like we mentioned. Avoid the family around the fire, or anything too romantic or hallmarky, because these people are probably thinking exactly the opposite of that mindset. Neutral winter scenes, things like that. Stick to a little bit more business focused. Short messaging, keep it positive. Nothing too overtly positive, but clear messaging that shows you're thinking of them, giving them hope without, again, directly addressing their pain points. This is also a really good candidate for fresh start type of campaigns. We do have, discussed here our New Year's cards. Some fresh start letters once the new year begins to hit could be a little bit more appropriate. Once they're through the holidays that probably kind of stunk for them this year, offering something as the new year starts is a great option for divorce clients as well. And again, just using that gentle digital follow-up, keep re-engaging, market insights, home care tips, just continuing to be a resource as they get through that holiday season, that you're showing back up, that you're still there, still offering them tools, still offering them resources, and remaining professional and neutral. Late mortgage is a good one to just continue to offer resources and tools for people. Obviously, we don't want to address any late payments directly. We don't want to highlight their situation. More generic cards. You can be a little bit more upbeat with this one because it is a little bit less sensitive on a personal level, but obviously we still want to make sure that we're not addressing anything too directly. Focusing on the community, focusing on any tools that you can offer them, like that winter home care checklist or community resource newsletter. Potentially, different things with service providers in their area, if they are, especially clients who are interested in short sales or looking to potentially get a cash offer for their home and things like that. Those would potentially be things that I would reach out to in a more letter format, in addition to whatever card you're going to send them. So definitely don't abandon your regular marketing messaging, but adding another specific touch of a warm holiday greeting really goes a long way, especially if you're continuing to offer your resources along the way. And of course, for your general sphere, the more exciting, fun one where you can kind of do whatever stands out for your brand. You can, of course, stick with those traditional touch points, those greeting cards, handwritten notes, the newsletters with the holiday events, all of the fun, sparkly stuff that you want to do. You can, of course, continue to send homeowner tips or market updates or what to look forward to in the new year in the real estate world, things like that. A year in review showcase is a really cool one where you could put together, a booklet and highlight some of the more success stories that you had that year and happy customers, testimonials, pictures of the homes you sold, things like that. That's a really cool way to highlight the success that you had this year and clients that you worked with and how happy they were with you. And then social media, of course, you can build a nice pipeline of exciting posts. Another really good way to co-brand or share other businesses who probably would be willing to share you as well. Local business highlights, definitely posting testimonials. There's all kinds of fun things you can do with ugly sweaters, or if you are in an office with other agents and you want to do something funny or silly with them to highlight your company. Endless opportunities there. And we've got some additional ideas in the holiday marketing guide download that you guys would be able to get at the end of the call. So tons of different ideas of things that you can do there. A good place to post those videos, like I said, social media stories, reels, YouTube videos, TikToks, whatever it is that you have engagement on and you have a platform on. It's a good way to build some engagement too. Gives you a little bit more creativity than the typical. And another good place to do videos of, 10 ways to winterize your home, or interview a local landscaping company who talks about how to prepare your yard for snow or whatever the case may be. This is kind of just driving home some of that local presence. This is the physical, tangible touch points where you're getting out from your office, you're leaving your desk, deepening those relationships with people in your community. The holiday season is an excellent time to do that. So partnering with probate attorneys, advisors, again, doing those charity events or things that you could get involved with your community that will benefit far and wide. That goes a long way, obviously, because you're doing great for the world, but it shows again that you really do care about the community around you and your neighbors. This is also a really good time to nurture your referral partners or your affiliates. So if you have that attorney that you've been working with all year and they have made a huge difference in your business, or if you have, the director at a assisted living facility or a funeral home or a lender, mortgage broker, whatever the case might be, definitely think about those people as you go through your marketing as well. You're going to get referrals from those people. Hopefully you already have gotten referrals from those people. So definitely don't forget about them when you're going through and planning your holiday marketing campaigns. Those would definitely be people that would benefit from some of those more personal touches and reach outs. And who doesn't love pumpkin bread, of course? Again, the community presence, there's some different ideas for that in the holiday marketing guide as well, and client appreciation events. If you have an active client base, you could do a hot chocolate cookie decorating event at your office. You could do a pie pickup day. You could do all sorts of things like that. If you don't necessarily have the time to drive around and do the deliveries yourself, you could pick a time or you could carve out a couple hours to have people join you somewhere, for a happy hour or hot apple cider or something like that. So definitely just get creative and think about how you can involve your clients or your audience with your business this holiday season. Most important thing with all of this is, of course, going to be timelines. You don't want to wait. Best case scenario is before the end of October, you already have whatever you're going to do for Thanksgiving mailers, Christmas mailers, New Year's mailers already planned and ordered. You can obviously plan them ahead and schedule them for whatever dates make sense. But the sooner that you can get things ordered and out of the way of your mind and into our print queue or whatever print queue you're going to use, the better off you're going to be. That'll allow you more time to focus on those personal touch points, baking pumpkin bread, coordinating events, showing up at events, things like that. So this is obviously the recommended timeline, and there will be a downloadable version of this slideshow. And this timeline is also available in that marketing guide, so you don't feel like you guys have to write this down now. But the general important dates are that we want to make sure that you're getting things ordered in time for us to do the design, do the printing, get them in the mailboxes, and get them to your clients or to your audiences before it's too late. You want to be ahead of the game, especially during the holiday season. We can only do so much if the post office is backed up or busy, or if there's some sort of major weather event. So the sooner you can get things scheduled, the better. Get your orders in early. And it kind of outlines when you would want to start getting things ordered, when you want to have things ordered by, when you would expect things to start hitting mailboxes, and when you would want to go ahead and complete those personal drop-offs and be doing your social media pushes, face-to-face connections, and things like that. So again, this will be in the guide, a little bit more concise on a planning worksheet for you, so that you kind of have it at your fingertips. And you could go ahead and have that printed out. But definitely reach out to us if you have any questions about your timeline, or if you know that there's something a little bit more out of the norm or unique that you want to do that we might need a little bit more advanced time to get ordered for you, whether it's like a calendar magnet or custom ornaments, or you want to do a booklet, anything like that. The sooner you talk to us about it, the sooner the better. So definitely keep that in mind. And we're here for any and all ideas that you guys have. And even if you're planning on doing it yourself, definitely give yourself more time. You don't want to be stressed about this stuff this time of year, especially because we all have our own families and our own businesses and our own things that we're trying to do. So don't let this be something that stresses you. And we can definitely help with that if you guys would like. Kind of just mentioned all of this, but we've got lots of different templates. We've got cards available for Halloween, Thanksgiving, New Year's. We've got generic holiday cards. If you need something more custom, we can do anything you would like for that. We have some messages available for the inside of the cards, but again, if you want something more custom, you can put whatever you'd like in there. If you have inserts you want added, we can print and mail anything like that. We handle everything: printing, stuffing, addressing, mailing, dropping off to the post office, and all of that, so you don't have to worry about it. With our CRM, of course, if you're using the All the Leads CRM, and hopefully if you're not, whatever CRM you are using has the same ability, but you can segment your lists in your niche so that you can send the right message to the right audience. If you have those warmer leads, or leads that you have a more personal connection with, or leads that you have already worked with and have a deal going with, but they're still within a niche, you can segment people out as you need to, and you can send different messages to different groups of people depending on what stage they are in your pipeline. And as always, we have expert coaching available. So you can schedule a time with either your accountability, credibility coach, or you can schedule a time with your marketing implementation strategist. They can help you get everything planned and ordered, set up a timeline. Those would be the ones to reach out to if you do have something unique or different or custom that you want to get put together for the holiday season. Those would be the people to reach out to. So definitely get an appointment in sooner rather than later so that you can go ahead and get your materials ordered. And just so everyone is aware, we will have the page live on our website that has our holiday marketing card templates, and we will be adding stuff all through the season. So definitely bookmark that page. Make sure you're on our email list, which is going to be alltheleads.com/opt-in. If you're not part of our email list, you definitely want to be, because we're going to be releasing stuff all through the season. Some of them will be the freebies like you're going to receive today. Some of them will just be announcements about new materials and products that we've put into our catalog that are available for you to order. different inserts, different ideas, different checklists. So definitely make sure that you are part of our email list. And if you're not sure if you are or not, reach out to support at any time, support@alltheleads.com, or you can just chat us directly on alltheleads.com. But you definitely want to be tuned into everything that we're going to be putting out for you guys this holiday season. Stuff that you'll be able to use in your own marketing, on your social media, templates for things, ideas for things. So we want to make sure to load you up with all the good stuff and tools that you're going to need in order to be effective with your marketing this year. So again, key takeaways: be thoughtful over being flashy. Again, unless you're in your general audience where you can be flashy as you want. But you want to make sure you're showing up and not selling. You want to make sure that you're offering value for people. You're not pushing for transactions or trying to capture leads. You want to make sure that you're adding value to your community. Matching your message to your audience. Be warm and appropriate. Don't be totally specific to each niche within your messaging, but you can definitely, like I said, segment your audiences and offer them additional inserts and tools and resources and guides that are specific to their niche. Small gestures: make sure that you're doing customization, mail merge, data merge, put their name on it. Don't just send a plain card that everyone's receiving the exact same thing. Those little things go a long way, so definitely don't skimp on that. Definitely use the multi-channel approach. Combine that direct mail, that tangible piece, with the digital, with the email, with the personal touch, and be sure to show up in your community. And last but not least, start early. Don't rush when everyone else is rushing, and don't be overwhelmed with those deadlines at the last minute. We have put together this holiday marketing guide, so there's lots of different material in this. A lot of it is touching on things we already talked about today, but it's jam-packed with ideas. It's got marketing timelines. It's got a campaign planning worksheet. There's lots of different ideas for touch points, tips for each niche of things that you can do depending on what kind of lead type you're working. So be sure to go to alltheleads.com/holidayguide25, or you can scan that QR code right there to download your guide. You also want to make sure, again, like I said, that you're opted into our email list. It's alltheleads.com/opt-in. Everyone who is within that audience and who's here today is going to be receiving our first freebie of the year, in addition to the holiday marketing guide, is our free Halloween Facebook cover photos. So if you haven't added a festive flair to your online presence yet, you can do so right away by switching out your cover photo. You can add your logo to any of them if you'd like, of course, but these are just freebies, something to add some excitement and switch it up. I know there's probably some agents on this call who haven't changed their Facebook profile or cover photo, I would say, in probably a year. So let's do that now. And there'll be more coming. We'll have Thanksgiving, we'll have Christmas, we'll have New Year's. So definitely stay tuned for those and make sure you're on our email list. But don't hesitate to download your holiday guide today. It's a free guide. It is stock full of ideas and timelines for you guys. And again, most important thing I want to mention, get ahead of it, order early, and talk to us. If you have an idea, if you want to get something set up that isn't something we talked about today, chances are it's something that we can help you with, whether it's print material, whether it's a physical item that you need shipped out to you. We have a lot of different vendors and contacts. If it's something that we can't do in-house, we still are your marketing team, and we want to be able to help you accomplish anything that you'd like. And with that, I'm pretty much wrapped up. If any of our coaches or Tim have anything else they would like to share, that does it for me.
Melissa, that's a great job. Very well done. Appreciate that. Super. I want to make a very key point here. You know, every year we always say, "Oh man, make sure you hit the ground running in January and have a great first quarter." If you follow what Alyssa suggested here and you implement some of these strategies, you won't hit the ground running in January. You're already going to be a whole quarter ahead. And that's really the important thing. If you do the work now and do that through this quarter, where a lot of people head in the opposite direction, this is the time to really make sure that your whole next year is starting in the right way. And I mean that. You'll get yourself way, way ahead of your competitors by doing this. You'll have worked with your team. You'll have a strong group of people that you market with. Your name is going to be in that community with a very positive image. All of the things that you kind of always wanted to do to make sure that people knew you and you were there. This is a great way to do it. And we've given you lots and lots of tips for great ways to do that. So the other thing I'd also add is that if you've got any idea of anything that maybe in the past you got something at the holidays from a business and you went, man, that's really, really cool. I'd really like to do something like that. Ask us. If it's not included in what we already showed you, that's great. And I see Mike ask if you have a sample. Mike, we have all kinds of samples, bud. Be glad to show you those when you contact us, and get with our MIS people, our marketing strategists, and they will help you, show you lots of stuff and work through it. We try to customize this to meet your needs. So anything that you're looking for, we've got. We've got lots of card designs, lots of templates, lots of other stuff. We wanted to focus here mostly on the strategic side of this, the marketing side of this, so that you really realize it's a great time to do a planned program. Don't just shotgun it and throw a bunch of stuff out there. We've given you a great way to do this, and use the campaign planning worksheet to make that happen. But the big key there is either go to Holiday Guide 25 that we showed you up there, alltheleads.com/Holiday Guide 25, or just scan the code and save it. And then after the meeting today, jump in there, download the guide, make an appointment with your MIS, and let us see what we can do for you. We'll work with your budget. We'll do the best thing that we can for you to give you some cool things to go do to really have an exciting holiday season itself, and make sure that come January, you'll feel great about the fact that you're already running on a platform you built. That's all I could say about that. I'm really proud of this. Thank you. Good job, Lisa. Jimmy?
Thank you.
Jimbo, you got anything exciting to add there, man?
Me, when Alyssa was talking about don't just put a generic card, make it signed with a personal message, I kind of flashed back to, God, probably more than 20 years ago when I was actively selling. A company called Send Out Cards came out. At the time, I thought it was a really kind of a dumb idea. But last month on my birthday, I got a send out card from my State Farm insurance agent, who happens to be my brother. I know he didn't write the personalized message or sign it, but just the fact that those kind of companies have lasted for 20 years is an indication that it's effective. Sending out cards and personalized messages are effective. And I think what we're offering now is so much better and so much more customizable than that. That's it. That was my first impression.
So listen, I think everybody's had a chance to scan that. Once you go ahead and take that down, we'll see some smiling faces. And then at the end, if you can put it back up, just leave it there for a little bit at the very end, and people can get the opportunity to get it if they didn't. So again, folks, key element to walk away from this with, and we took the whole time today to do this. We'll certainly take any questions you have or anything else in the few minutes we have left, but we devoted this entire session to this program because we feel like it's real important. It's something that we know that we all want to do, and we all don't get around to it. It's one of those, it's in our round to it box. So we're trying to take away your excuses for not being able to get that done, and give you every possible opportunity to make sure you can get around to it. And our team is ready to work with you. We've got some really talented people on the other end of the phone there to work with you, and anything you can imagine, we'll do for you. And also important to remember, and I'm saying this straight up, got a budget you want to work with? Let us know what your budget is. We'll put something cool together. And Joe, you brought up an interesting point. I'll just add about poinsettias. For all of you animal lovers out there, make sure that you're aware that if you do give people poinsettias and they've gotten really crazy inexpensive right around the holidays, if you'll go to like Home Depot or places like that, they sometimes knock them down to like 99 cents a piece. Grab a few of them, take them out, but make sure you let people know not to get them near dogs and other pets because they're toxic for them. You don't want them to eat on the leaves and get sick, and that's probably not the impression that you necessarily want to do. Alyssa, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention also, as with our last download guide, on the Holiday Guide 25 page, you'll also be able to download the slides from today's presentation. And then once the once the live stream is over, there'll also be a button added to that page where you'll be able to click to view this episode, which of course is going to be available on our YouTube channel immediately as well. But just so that you kind of have a one-stop shop, you can get the slides from today's episode, you can download the guide, and you can watch this episode in case there was something said on here that you want to jog your memory on. So that's available there as well.
Great. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to take a quick round robin to our coaches. So just going to prepare you that we'll do that. And I'm going to actually start with my my guy that I'm now going to call the Bay Area Uber driver. Hey, Bill.
That is very accurate. I feel like I drive my kids everywhere and then I get complaints on top of that. So yeah, no, my number one response has always been sending out 3 different turkey recipes before Thanksgiving. It's the number one click through. When I mail them out on cards, it's the ones I get the most thankful for. So it definitely has been because I have always done in the last 7 years, I've always done the cards towards the end of the year because that's where they decide whether or not they're going to sell next year. So I always do Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, definitely New Year's, Valentine's Day, 4th of July. Then I pick another one in there. Sometimes it's Labor Day, whatever day. And I'm always amazing how many click-throughs I get on that. And then from there, I also isolate probably my top 1,000 clients that I have either been referred on, sold homes to, or something that has made them a 5-star in my database.
Great. Super. Aline?
So, I think what I'd like to contribute is, there's a lot that we can do with all the upcoming holidays, and they're back to back. So I say to myself and to everyone, to not get stuck on perfection and not get stuck on having to do it like perfectly and hit every single one. So especially if it's your first time doing it, where you want to send Halloween cards and Thanksgiving cards and pies and all of that, that just do something and get out there and make yourself out to your sphere, to people that you want to connect with, and every year you improve upon it, but at least just getting started and doing something.
Great. Steve?
Yeah, I echo what Aline said. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Pick one or two, maybe one if you're starting out, and just focus on that. And we can use Roger as a great example. Roger did the pumpkin bread. He used to bake the pumpkin bread. It got so big, he now contracts people to bake the pumpkin bread and he delivers them. So there's a difference. So, but that's all he does. He did the one thing and he mastered it. And I'm sure this time of year, people start looking for it. So that's just something to do, is focus on something big or small, and then just do that thing.
Yep, he's known for that bread and he does it every single year. And I'm sure that the people that he brought it to last year are waiting for it. Same thing with cookies. I know that in our offices, when we were always around the holidays, we knew who brought us stuff, and we always had a positive feeling about those people. And you can't buy that. I mean, that's you can. That's why we're always talking about it. But that's the kind of publicity that's subliminal. It's what people remember you for. You gave them something that they care about. You touched something in them. And don't fail to take advantage of this opportunity. It's the right time
Jim,
at the right place.
or it should be Tim, something else too is to consider is your contacts you have relations with, particularly if it's attorney's offices, whether for whatever the leads, drop something off there for them. If you're going to do, let's say, baked goods, don't forget them because they'll appreciate it. Just come in and drop it off. Hey, was thinking about you. Seasonal's coming on. Again, it's just value, not looking to either have an appointment or talk with someone, but that word will get around that you were there.
Well, and
Steve, I was when Alyssa was talking, to add to what you said, when Alyssa was talking, she said something about the long-term care facilities and nursing homes in your market. I really think that's an underutilized resource. This would be a great time of year. There's probably not more than 5 or 10 of them, even in the biggest markets. I mean, maybe there's 20, but drop something off for the administrator, that person whose job it is to keep those, beds in those rooms full. This would be a great time to establish a relationship, with somebody like that.
for sure. And I think, I don't know about you, but I mean, one of the things that I've done for a long, long time, I have an email address and I have a phone number that I always make available as a public number I'm promiscuous about where I put it. And I do it to see what's going on in the community. Steve's laughing. I didn't put it up in the bathroom wall, Steve, okay? But I do make sure that it's out there, and I do get a lot of solicitations on it. I get pretty much everything that's going on in the community. My phone number, that number will ring, and that mail gets mail. I get regular mail to an address, and I also get a lot of email. I get almost 1,500 emails a day to that account. Now, a lot of them I have filtered off permanently and all that, but it's always the new stuff that I'm interested to see. I like to see what people are doing in our market, and it works really, really well to do that. Well, right now, people are already beginning to make noises about Halloween. They're doing that, and of course, we're in a market here where the theme parks are marketing real hard for their Halloween festivals that they do. And it's all the same stuff, it's the same thing every year. It's consistent. People make plans to go to Universal, to go to, the Halloween Horror Night at Universal. That's their big thing every year. And it's consistency. The only last thing I'm going to say here about this, don't just do one thing. If that's the only thing you can do, do that. But many of these things that Alyssa suggested aren't going to cost you money. They'll take some of your time. That's why we gave you a planning guide. If you'll put them down and you'll execute them via a system, I promise you, this is going to pay dividends you won't believe in the coming weeks and months. Help yourself get started, and please let us help you do that. We do lots of things every year to try to help you. This is one we think is extremely important for you to do. Bruce, I just noticed that you're there, bud. You got anything you'd like to add?
Absolutely. Okay. So these are really good touch points. When I am interacting with people that I know, let's call it sphere of influence, past clients, people like that, I like my voice-to-voice, face-to-face interaction, communication, be all about developing a friendship. I rarely push real estate into a conversation, but I create little influential opportunities for them to ask me about real estate. That way they don't go, here comes Bruce's call. He's just going to ask for a referral again. I'm going to ignore it. When they see my call come through, inviting them to something, they're like, oh, what is going to be fun about this? So marketing, whether it be social media ads or postcards or calendars or emails or anything that we've talked about today, those are creating that that thought of you and your real estate business. And then when you call and you say, hey, join me for cocktails, or I'm having a dinner, I'm going to a game, I'm going to a concert, we're doing an event, whatever it is. Now you're interacting and they go, oh, hey, I saw your ad. Business must be good. Now I've got an excuse to kind of talk about it without it seeming like I'm the one that's just constantly pushing the real estate topic. So that's all I have.
Great. That's super. Guys, we got 2 minutes left. We haven't really opened up for a lot of questions and anything like that. If anybody has anything they would like to say before we cut the hour off here. It's been a good hour. I see, Chris, you've got something. Let's hear it, bud.
Hey, I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know me. I'm representing Matt, the owner of Appointments Today. I'm the guy that onboards you and answers your questions if you work with us. And I just wanted to congratulate everyone at all the leads for the refresh program. Just because in the first week that we onboarded, I don't know if Katie's here, Katie Miners, but we got her three really good appointments in the first 3 days of her starting off with these calls. And I just want to make sure you guys know. If you have old leads, don't give up on them, especially probate leads. They hold value even months after you get them. That's the whole purpose of this program. So if you have any questions, please make sure to reach out to all the leads about this.
Yep,
And
that's
Chris,
great.
Matt
And-
shared with us, which I think it somewhat surprised you guys, that your conversion rates are actually higher on the old leads than the new ones.
They
So-
are, surprisingly so.
Yeah. So that kind of tells us that, yeah, you missed the people that were ready to do something right away, but it's more than made up for in the fact that they're finally ready now and you've got no competition.
Exactly.
So-
No, it's not even just that, guys. It's the fact that you've gotten it down to the point that what you're working with in the refresh program is you're only working with the ones where there is real estate and it hadn't moved since the end of that period. So that's the
Yeah.
key element when you're working with the bigger picture. You know, you don't know where their motivation is there to sell or not. You've gotten it now down to, you know, you're using a rifle, not a shotgun.
That's right.
That's really what's key there. And we're going to be putting a quick email out about that program probably tomorrow to kind of let you know a little bit more about that. And we'll do some more marketing around that too. But I'm excited about that program. And Chris, you know, tell Matt we said hey and thanks a bunch. I appreciate you being here today.
Well, thank you guys
Awesome.
for letting me in. Thank you.
Alyssa, if you'll throw the big slide back there for the end up again. And Jimmy, I'm going to say to you, my friend, it is time for you to sing your song.
All right. I can't sing worth a darn, but I will state my song. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Particularly thank Alyssa for a great presentation. I want to thank Tim and our coaches, Bill, Steve, Aline, Bruce, for actively participating. Chris, thank you for being here. And I want to challenge each of you, take one thing that inspired you on the call today. Hopefully it'll be our holiday promotion and marketing guide, and go out and put it into practice. And please come back next Thursday and share your results with the group. Have a great week, everybody. Talk to you same time next Thursday. Take care.
Good job there, Alyssa. Talk to you later.